Hi, I'm Mike Song, and this is Artist Emerge 2013.
Give me your thoughts on the weekend. What did you expect? What were you surprised about? Just kind of give us your synopsis on how the weekend went.
The weekend was awesome. Man, it was crazy. I'm almost speechless. The energy that I got this weekend was truly inspiring, and it just gave me so much energy that I'm like, I can't wait to teach the workshops right now, because I just want to create with everybody and just talk to everybody. I've been like observing these kids and adults just performing, and I'm just like memorizing them, and I'm like stalking them now. I'm just like, yo, that dude's ill, or that girl's ill, oh, that team's ill, oh, and I'm just amazed by this whole event. I mean, I had no idea what to expect when I came here, and Canada just blew me away. I think the big turning point, I wouldn't even say turning point, it was like the beginning of my, I guess, professional dance career. I would say it would be when we were doing the first season of America's Best Dance Crew. That was a complete game changer in my life, because when we entered that show, we had no, it was the first season, so we entered that show with no expectations of anything. We just did it because the producers actually invited us to audition because we had just won Hip Hop Internationals that year. And so when we went on, we were like, dude, we hope we get in the commercial. That would be dope for like 5 seconds. Yeah. And then we were in like the first commercial, and we were like, we did it. We did it. We're in like 2 seconds. Awesome. And then it just kind of transformed into this whole monster. And yeah, here I am now. Like, what is it? 5 years later. Was that 5 years ago? 2008, 2013. 13 minus 8 equals 5. Yes! 5 years later, and I would say that was like a big turning point in my life to kind of just pursue what I love. When I went on the Ellen DeGeneres show, the most recent time, Ellen like stopped me in the hallway, and she was like, hey, I really liked your video. I really like, and then she started going into, no, I wasn't even sure if she had seen like this video that, this performance that we did. And I wasn't sure if she even saw it, and it was just her producers like just throwing us on there. But she stopped me in the hallway, and she was like, I love the part when you do blah, 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 blah. And she was like naming all this distinct parts of the videos that she liked. And I was like, whoa, you're like, not just really cool, but you're like truly a fan of dancing, because you were analyzing like the things that you liked, and you're telling it to me, like what you liked about it. And I was like, dang. And so I thought that was a moment that stood out to me, like, wow, you're cool and you really do like dancing.
That's cool. Lastly, for all the dancers that you see, we had over 1,300 competitors.
Yeah.
If you wanted to leave them with one last note,
Yes.
just anything that can inspire them, help them to further them in their career.
Yeah.
Just lead out.
Okay.
Give them everything you have.
Always stay positive. I know that's super generic, but what I mean by stay positive is like, understand that everything happens for a reason, and understand that by staying positive, you're opening your mind to possibilities. And if you tell yourself that you can't do something, you are immediately correct. But it just starts with telling yourself, I can do it. And any kind of setbacks, you just have to realize you can view it one of two ways. You can view it as, oh man, everything happens to me, blah, 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 everything bad happens to me. And then you just kind of create like a glass ceiling for yourself. Versus, okay, this happened, well, I think this happened so that it would push me to work harder, or to, you know, to kind of put myself in a certain direction. So I would say stay positive, open your mind. And another thing is, just for the teams in general, I would say don't focus on the power of like team chemistry. Because it's one thing to just have a group of people and just perform a dance that you guys all know, but it's a whole nother level when like you have a group and you guys hang out all the time. You guys have little traditions that you do. You guys go camping. You got a big bear chair. maybe Edmonton doesn't know what Big Bear is, but you know, you got a camping trip or whatever. You know, any kind of bonding experiences that will build chemistry, that says so much on stage, and you can really see what teams have chemistry versus what teams are a bunch of individuals that you know, just learn choreography and are just being put in staging, and they're just dancing alongside each other versus dancing with each other. And like, I feel like all that is like, it's not that they're dancing with each other literally. You can just tell like when a whole team is like, we're in this, like we want this, and it's just because they know what page they're on because they hang out and they have that chemistry. So to all the teams out there, like they should hang out and be friends. That's gonna like progress the artistry.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Okay. Can you think of any moment that you had where you overcame that adversity? So a time where you thought, you know what, everything is going wrong. I'm not getting booked for this gig, or I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. And like the tipping point that changed it. So you totally thought everything was going wrong. You weren't getting what you wanted, and then how it changed.
I would say like a big turning point was, there was this point in college. I was on called Modern, like a dance crew in college, like a 30-person team, and there was like a point in the middle of my college years where I kind of started exploring. I had the thoughts of like, you know, maybe dancing is not for me. Like maybe like I should explore everything there is to do in college. And so like I started experimenting. I was still dancing on the team, but like there was kind of like some, you know, little difficulties on the team that year, and I was just like, all right, maybe it's time to look other places. Like I joined a fraternity. I started, you know, like working at a bank and stuff, and I was just like, I'm gonna do everything right now. I'm gonna just like, I joined this like other thing in college, and I was like, I'm gonna just maximize college and see what's meant for me, you know. And I was even at me and one of my closest friends, who was on the team at the time, we were actually driving to rehearsal saying, yo, we're gonna quit today. Like this is the day that we're gonna quit. We're gonna just like it's too much going on. Like it's not whatever. Obviously we didn't quit. We go and we're like, next week. We'll do it next week. And then it gets prolonged, and then it basically changes when you know, there's a lot of stuff that we disagreed with, and you know, it was our own kind of points of view at the time with the team, and then we had an option to either quit or run for director and just actually try and implement things that we think should be changed for the team. And so I was thinking about it. Some guys were telling me like, you know, maybe you should try it. You know, if you're gonna complain this much, why don't you change it? And so, all right, well, okay. And then I just took me talking to my friend, and it was so funny because we were both talking about quitting, and then I was like, hey, what if we ran for director instead? And he's like, all right, I'm down, let's do it. And then that was that. As soon as we made that decision to instead of stop complaining, just put in work and just try and change our situation, everything changed. That was the year that we ended up doing Hip Hop Internationals, winning first in the US, and then we did ABDC that year, and it just changed from, we were so close to quitting, and then we were like, nah, let's just put in work, let's just see what happens. Like, basically it came down to, we can quit something without having reached its full potential. Like, we can be like, oh, we didn't put our 100% in it, and you can leave at it, and like, oh, if we're gonna leave, let's put in 100% before we leave. Stay positive. Remember that whatever you put your mind towards, that you can achieve it. And as generic as it sounds, what I truly mean by that is just understand that if you want something, there's no way you're not gonna get it. If you just put yourself in that direction and invest time, like, there's no way. The only thing that will stop you is you going, oh, I can't do this. But everyone has their own journey, so understand that your journey is your own. So yeah, stay on your path, don't get discouraged, and stay positive. Everything happens for a reason.